Hey Jana, I'm waiting for our guest to join. Hi folks, we're just waiting for Suzanne to join. Hopefully it'll just be another minute or so. I see Jana saying hi in the comments. Hi guys, thanks for joining. We're just waiting for Suzanne. Hopefully it'll just be another minute or so. If you just hang tight, I really appreciate it. Oh, I see. I think she's with us. Perfect. It looks like she's in the audience. Hang tight, Suzanne. We'll figure it out. All right.
Yay!
Hi.
Hi. Let's see.
Just start fashionably
We can
late.
get everything in here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. That looks like a good view. Well, thank you for joining, Suzanne.
Of course.
For other folks who are logging in, I'm sure they'll be in and out of our virtual room. For folks who are joining, my name is Olivia Maya Ortiz, and I'm an educator at the School for Advanced Research's Indian Arts Research Center. We are here with this segment of our SAR Artist Live series, where viewers get to go behind the scenes into the workspaces of many talented artists. And I'd like to note that this program is partially funded by the City of Santa Fe Arts and Culture Department and the 1% Lawyers Tax. So this week, we're going to be learning more about the 12th annual Pueblo Fiber Arts Show, which is upcoming this Saturday at the Poeh Cultural Center. And the New Mexico Fiber Arts Guild, in collaboration with the School for Advanced Research, as well as the Poeh Cultural Center, invite everyone of all ages to please attend this weekend, meet and learn from many talented Pueblo fiber artists who work in a variety of techniques. And highlights of the day will include live artist demonstration, traditional dances featuring Pueblo textiles, and just opportunities to learn more about Pueblo Fiber Arts. So that's my show. This evening we're chatting with Suzanne Herrera Naranjo, who's a Santa Clara fiber artist, and she's also one of the vendors this weekend. Before we kick off, I just want to remind you folks that this is supposed to be, or it's intended to be, a very informal conversation. Feel free to utilize the comment box at the bottom of your screen. I see folks using the emojis. We love to see that. We welcome all of that feedback, questions, and conversation. So with that being said, Suzanne, would you like to introduce yourself in your own words?
Yes, Sengiti na Suzanne Herrera Naranjo Americana Dundi Omu Hera Tewa Dundi O Zama Hera Kochiti Sisika Omu. Again, like Olivia stated, I'd like to welcome everyone, you know, with my respect for you, to the 12th Annual Fiber Arts Show. It's going to include, I think, over 35 artists, and you're sure to be amazed. There'll be demonstrations going on, and the camaraderie between vendors is just unlike any other relationship that I've experienced among artists. So as Olivia stated, I'm a self-taught crochet artist. I also knit, and I also embroider. I'm a second-generation embroiderer, learning from my grandmother, Benarita Naranjo, and most recently at the Poeh Cultural Center with Sean Tafoya, who is excellent. I mean, he handles a group of 12 women or more at various stages in embroidery, so I'd say, you know, he's very patient and just an amazing embroiderer. Also, I did learn from my son's grandmother, Romancita Sandoval, the spinning techniques and how she spun with a drop floor spindle and soaked the yarn and dried it and then spun it into balls for use.
Great. Thank you, Suzanne. I think great jumping off point. So you are a traditional embroiderer. Can you tell us a little bit more about those early learning stages and just how you started to acquire the skill?
Well, I grew up in the household of my grandparents, Marcus and Benarita Naranjo, and they were accomplished artists. My grandmother came from a family of potters, the Tafoyas in Santa Clara. And my grandfather was a leader in our winter society, Kiva. So with their influence at the Pueblo, they also made our own traditional garments. My grandmother put her pottery skills to use, her painting. My grandfather would sit side by side and carve the pots with her. And I recall sitting at the kitchen table with them. My granddad would be singing songs as he would string long goat Angora hair. Later on, he would dye it for use in ceremonial activities, and the color would be red-orange. I recall as a child dancing the rain dance, and I was so proud to see his Angora red hair line the exterior of the basket, you know, as we danced. And also my grandmom at the same time, she would be embroidering. And as a child, I wasn't allowed to touch, you know, only to look and observe. And little did I know she was kindling that hunger in me, you know, the desire to start embroidering. So, yeah, those experiences from my childhood are, you know, I cherish now. So the primary colors that I recall her using were the red, the green, and the black. And as you can see back here.
Yeah, it looks like you have those same colors incorporated.
Yeah, this kilt here is a design of my grandma's. And this quilt here is one that I used some of her designs here and here. You know, each embroidered piece tells a story, my grandma used to say. So this particular quilt here is a reminder of the influence of COVID in the years of 2021, 2022. And so what I did was I put these Delta and Omicron symbols along with peace signs, which is what we all were praying for, and that our waters remain pure and continue. And down here, there's a symbol here with the onset of the vaccine becoming part of our genetic material. And as you can see here, here's a Delta and here's an Omicron symbol. And that we survived all this. We brought peace through prayers. We have our clouds and we have the continual rain. We have rain flowing here and then cloud symbols here. Also the tassel represents cloud, rain. And on this particular quilt, I did a little mini rain sash coming down. I hand wove here, did a cloud, and then the rain coming down. This particular weave is a 20-count weave. It's on an upright loom, woven by none other than our Louis Garcia. And I love the texture of the hand-woven material. And this is another example of my grandma's work. She did cross-stitch along with my mom. And this one is so very colorful. I love it.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
So we got some water here.
Of course. Yeah, no worries. With the colors that you incorporate, can you tell us a little bit about the dyes that you use? Are those store-bought? Do you harvest your own? Or
oh, that's going to be in another decade, I hope. But for now, I use acrylic yarn, 4-ply spun yarn. Back when my grandma did her embroidery, I remember going shopping with her, and she would use a yarn called Coats and Clark's wool yarn, 2-ply, two skein. They don't make that anymore. All I can find is patents that's commercial. And again, my supplier, Louis, he furnishes the hand-dyed, hand-grown cotton and also wool. So these are examples of his yarn, the indigo yarn that I finished spinning, and they're drying, and I'll be ready to use them pretty soon.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I went crazy. I went and bought all 3 that he had. And you're going to find this camaraderie and sharing between fiber artists. You know, it's like I said, it's none other than I've experienced, you know, because there's such sharing, such caring of our materials. And so I'm hoping that people who attend the market will experience that, and they'll be motivated, you know, to get involved in textiles, whether you're a vendor, whether you're a patron, you know, get started. You're sure to be excited.
And I'm going to have you really quickly. The camera is kind of, I see half your face.
There we go. Maybe I need to move the chair. There we go.
Amazing.
So, you know, I alluded to the types of cloth here that Louis did, that he weaves on an upright loom. And so that's like 20 count. And here's what I have here. And weavers are so proud of their edgings. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Louis' crisp edgings here. So pretty.
And so that's what you would embroider on in the future?
Yeah. So this is what you start out with. And this is what you end up with when you embroider.
What's your
and Louis is an accomplished embroiderer himself.
What is your timeline like? Usually, for example, completing the piece that's behind you that you said was a common.
This one?
Yeah.
This one took me about 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
because it's 20 count. So actually 2 rows equals 1 row of a 14 count monk's cloth like this. And this is a commercial cloth. This vest back here was made with monk's cloth. And it's an even weave cloth. Here's another type of cloth I embroider on. It's called rug warp. It's 100% cotton. And this is what you start out with. Like there's all this raw edging, right? So you have to know a little bit about sewing to get a nice clean edge before you even start embroidering. You pre-shrink your cloth because cotton shrinks. And then you hang it out to dry. And before you use it, you got to pull it. And then you can start your embroidery. And then the last cloth that I have an example, this is a 10 count, which means 10 rows per inch. And this is softer and it's a heavier cotton. I can't find this anymore, but it does make a really nice kilt or vest. One gentleman who bought a vest that I made from this material said, "It's so fuzzy and cozy." But yeah, there's, if there's an even weave type fabric you like, even linen tends to be like over 20 count though. So, it's a lot of rows, very fine embroidery, and a lot of precise counting.
How does embroidery compare to crocheting? I know you crochet as well, correct?
They both require a good eye focus, that's for sure, but they differ in that crocheting, you use a needle like this. It's a metal needle with a very small hook. So it's tiny because the warp that you use that I use is 8 to 4. So you can see it's very small, very small strung 8 pieces of cotton thread. And it comes in a little bolt like this. So from there, you create something like this. And let me get some water here again. It got humid here. So, I started out, when I taught myself, my grandmom actually got me a little crochet book and I started experimenting. But I started out making doilies and pot holders. And then I remember sitting again at the kitchen table where all this really cool stuff happens with my grandparents. My granddad said, "Go to the bedroom," he says, "I have some of your uncle's leggings laid out." And it was around feast time. And he said, "And see if you can work on those and make those holes not be there." So that's how my interest in crocheting got started. It was through my granddad. He gave me the opportunity to actually touch a man's garment, which we really weren't allowed to. But yeah, so the problem area there I saw was down here in the ankle area. All of us have big feet, but that was a problem area in our particular leggings. So I created this stitch that's stretchy down here. So it conforms back to its shape so men can easily get their feet in. Then over here on the knee area, there were tears. So I created a whole new row away from the body of the legging and attached the hand spun fringe to that rather than the body of the legging itself, because it's easier to repair this than it is the whole legging. And
Can folks
then,
commission you today
excuse
for
me?
your feast day needs? Can folks commission your work?
Oh, yeah. And, you know, some leggings, the more traditional ones have tabs here, like one tab in the front and one tab in the back. But being that I crochet for other Pueblos, because I'm part Cochiti as well, sometimes different Pueblos have a request for the fringe not to be in the front, but on the side. And so the tabs would be different. So in this case, I just created clouds up here. So there's several looping areas for them to stick their attachment to, rather just from two selections, the two tabs. So yeah, you know, crochet is my first love. I really enjoy doing this.
Well, it's beautiful work. Someone in the comments said, "Oh my goodness, the amazing Pueblo innovation."
Well, you learn from experience, you know. Either you keep repairing holes or you say, nope, one and done. I know, you know, what's going to work. So that's how that happens.
Well, it sounds like not only are maybe some of the folks watching inspired, but I understand it might run in your family. I think maybe one of your children is currently a fashion designer. Is that—
Oh my goodness. I am glad you brought that up because I was trying to get David to be in the show.
Oh man.
And he's working with the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center and the Gallery Hojo. So if you're interested in seeing any of his art and apparel, you know, you can stop by there. But I do have a shawl of his.
Okay.
And of course, the proud mama here.
Yeah.
He's a canvas artist, but he is just amazing in that he can take his art from the canvas to any type of textile. So this is a shawl that's called Kha'p'o Owingeh, and he was gracious enough to get me involved to do the crochet edgings. So if you want to look up close,
I can see that.
There's clouds and the fringe is rain. And we try to make these lightweight so that, I mean, look at this. I just love spinning in his wear once it's done.
Beautiful. You must get a good discount as a mom.
Oh, when I'm on good behavior.
Someone in the comments said, as an intermediate embroiderer, you are definitely an inspiration. This is what a Pueblo embroidery crochet master looks like.
Oh my goodness, too kind. You know, Sean Tafoya, an instructor at the Poeh Cultural Center. You know, I just cannot say enough about him. He's just wonderful. I mean, we're so lucky to have him. And he's a generous person at that, too.
So that's a great avenue for folks to refine their embroidery or crochet skills. What other recommendations would you have for young Pueblo artists who are, you know, wanting to be fiber artists?
Go to a fiber arts show. That's what got me started up again. You know, in 2017, I went to my first fiber arts show. It was at the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center, and Louis and I believe Christopher Lewis had sponsored it. And, you know, there was Louis weaving on his upright loom. And of course, my eyes did this. And then Mary Mota, Comanche, Santa Clara artist, and I think she's an archaeologist too. She was hand spinning yucca string, and then later on she wove turkey feathers and made a turkey feather blanket, and then she also made some yucca sandals. So, you know, stuff like that going on when you have a, you know, that interest, and then when you no longer have your grandparents with you, I mean, the flood of information that comes back, and you know, the question is, what can I do, and what do I want to do? What skills do I need? It's all there at a Fiber Arts Show with all the vendors. And, you know, I can't say enough about going from patron to vendor. There are two very different avenues. However, you know, like I said, the enthusiasm and the desire to do more is inspired through the Fiber Arts Show. And I want to say, if you look back here, there's various pieces of articles. And there's a manta there, my very first manta that I did for my daughter. There's a back scarf there that was sewn together by Marie Bird of Cochiti. She owns Addie's Fabrics and More, I believe, great seamstress, and she has such a really nice inventory of native fabric. There's also a 14-count monk's cloth vest that I embroidered for my son there, and that one is mainly acrylic yarn. And then if we go back this way, there's a shawl that I did, the fringe here.
Yeah,
and it's contrast type. You know, you don't usually see the contrast with the yellow edging and a different color fringe, but I just wanted to experiment because this was such a vibrant color, and you see the yellow and the orange here.
love it.
Yeah, and the same thing, clouds and rain, and with very minimal amount of fringe, it just sways so beautiful, you know, like rain. And various vendors will have shawls. We have quite a few seamstresses. Let's see, there, along with Marie Bird, I believe there's Red Wing Designs, Shirley Pino, and then Miss Garcia, Pueblo Creations. She's going to have a whole slew of items. And Shirley Pino is from Santa Ana Pueblo, and she's magnificent. I mean, she can create anything. Let's see. This dress here was made by Phyllis Jenkins, and she's from Santa Clara, and great seamstress as well. Also in the show is going to be Yvonne Martinez and Kateri Martinez, also seamstresses. Other embroiderers, Isabel Gonzalez, Melanie Gonzalez, Sean Tafoya. And see, I'm just getting excited thinking all about it.
Yeah.
And the weavers, the belt weavers, among Louis Garcia, of course, Chris Velarde is an accomplished belt weaver, and I believe he's also the art consultant at Poeh. So just an amazing group of people, you know, to come and see.
Well, Suzanne, I think you should take my job because you're doing a great job at promoting the show.
I don't know about that.
Yes, definitely. We are running low on time. So before we sign off, is there anything else that you want to plug? Where can people find your artwork? We can see you, of course, this weekend. Any other places we can look out for you?
Let's see. Instagram at Pueblo Embroidery, Blue Water Tewa Textiles. Facebook, Suzanne Marie. Also Native Embroidery and Crochet, Pueblo Way, Blue Water Tewa Textiles. And I was fortunate to apply to Indian Market this year, and they want me. So I'm excited.
Great. Definitely.
So
there.
Yeah, an upcoming show to look forward to. But, you know, primarily I enjoy making these garments for our Pueblo members, seeing them being danced. You know, I danced as soon as I learned to walk, I think, and we would dance up on Poeh Cliffs and every feast day. So, I mean, it just warms my heart that, you know, I'm able to do this art form, these art forms passed on from generation to generation.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time today and
Of
sharing.
course. Thank you.
I can't wait to see you this weekend and everyone. And for anyone who's watching, please come check out the 12th annual Pueblo Fiber Arts Show. It's at the Poeh Cultural Center this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. All ages welcome, and we look forward to seeing you there. All right. With that being said, I hope everyone has a great evening. You as well, Suzanne. Again, thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you. Hope to see everybody this weekend. Invite your friends.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Our pleasure.
Bye-bye.